Martial arts is about being a good person. Yeah. And also, if you train martial arts properly, martial arts is a mirror. You actually see what you're made of by putting yourself through the physical, hard training and the grind and facing people that you can be scared of, thinking, this guy could take me to cleaners. I never made a living out of fighting. I've never been paid for a fight in my life. I was an amateur fighter. There is no money to be made out of it. Most people haven't. Nowadays you've got ticket deals and stuff like that, so fighters got the ability to make a little bit of money. But it hardly covers the expenses of training and your dieting, and now you have to put your life on hold. Like I say, the generation I was in the early doors, we actually paid to fight. We used to turn up at an open tournament and you paid to enter the tournament, to have the privilege of fighting. You've got to have a passion for this.
And his opponent appearing across the ring.
Let's get that music kicking in, man.
From the lead stage, Elliot Lewis!
There's been people boxing in my family for hundreds of years, from bare knuckle boxers and stuff like that. It's part of the thing. I've come from sort of Romany blood. My grandmother, she was actually born in a Vado, gypsy caravan. So I've got Romany blood in me, and they had to be able to fight. And also it goes with the background, being able to look after yourself, because they're outcasts. So it helped. Even some women in family going back generation, they could fight as well.
Don't let him control the distance, Elliot. That's it. Good boy. And push through.
And that's how when I was first starting, I didn't get my black belt within 2 years or 18 months or 3 years. I started training martial arts at 17. I was probably a black belt at 23. So that was like 6 years. And I lived in the place. I lived and breathed it. And that's what it takes. Your average guy holding a job down and stuff like that, he's got to be something special, to make it. It's because it's hard. You've got to pay all your bills, keep your wife happy, keep your girlfriend happy, keep your kids looked after, and train like a full-time athlete. It's a very, very difficult thing to do.
Right, I won't lie to you, you're losing, right? Because you're not listening to us. You've got to attack.
Sometimes I ask them for the telephone numbers. I want to know that they're still switched on. If they're not switched on, then I'm getting them out of there. Because it's dangerous what we do. It's dangerous. You can get killed. People have been killed. The girl killed last week, I think. It's a terrible, terrible thing to happen. But it happens. And sometimes, how would a coach feel? If one of his fighters, he didn't pull him out and ended up dying. God, how would you live with that?
Now, do as I say. Attack. 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 Attack.
I've had people come in that, I've had children that have been getting bullied. I've had adults coming here that are getting bullied. And they're coming in and like, I need to learn how to fight and stuff like that. And you've said, right, okay, what's happened? And they tell you their experience, and they're pretty horrendous, really. And then you take this person that's sort of a nice human being, and they have suddenly had to face violence and had the violence inflicted on them. And you can turn their life around. And I've done it on quite a lot of occasions. Say, right, okay, that shit's happened, put it behind you. Now we'll start training you. And then we build them up, and you watch them change, and that is probably a much better achievement.
There's only one way, and that's forward. Go forward, son. Go forward. We've lost this one. Yeah, definitely.
But you've got to be a perpetual white belt. You've got to be willing to learn. And I still study loads of different fighting forms and things, to improve my teaching and to improve myself as well. You know, it's what I'm into. You know, I'm into it. I'm hook, line and sinker. I'm into martial arts. Martial arts lasts for a lifetime. I hope I'm doing this until I croak. You know, I definitely do. I love it. It's great.
Time. Come to me. You've lost that, okay, because you didn't do what we asked you to do, yeah, and which you've got to do. That's what we're here for. Okay, but never mind. You put on a good fight. No beefing.
I liked the running, but I can't do it anymore. My knee's not as great. I can run on a treadmill, but God, that's boring.